Hello everyone, I'm Mithra. Black Friday approaches. We are so very close for Black Friday for Kingdom Death, and I get a lot of comments asking me to talk about what to buy and stuff for Black Friday. Black Friday is hard to evaluate. There's a lot to buy for Kingdom Death, so I'm going to cover some of it as fast as I can for you. Luckily, I cover lots of stuff for Kingdom Death, so there's always going to be like something to find on my channel for it. So, for instance, usually everything's available on Black Friday as far as Kingdom Deaths go. Not like everything, but like if a lot, like anything that they find that they might have found in stock, they'll throw up on there just to get it up there for Black Friday and stuff. And sometimes things might go down in price just a little bit. Like, for example, maybe like a white box, which is like $25 or $30, might be like $18 or something like that. So you can get some stuff like that. Now, I can't cover all that stuff. Luckily, I can direct you to some videos. So, first off, the original expansions, they'll all be available. They're still available like on the site. They might even get a decrease in price. Maybe they'll get a discount. I've covered all that stuff. First and foremost, Core might go on sale. So if you're looking to jump in for Kingdom Death, Core is all you need. I would just get Core, I would play it, and then I would decide anything else after that. That's what I would do. I've always made that suggestion. I've made a video for when pre-orders originally went up for the original 1.6 stuff. I'll put a video thing. Will be a link. Everything will be linked in description. So check the description. But this is the video. There it is. That all still holds up. There is a longer thing. I talk about all the original expansions. Everything I said there's still fine. I also have a ranking of all the original expansions video. You can get that as well. They'll link in the description. I discuss all that stuff. I'll also be live for a long time on Black Friday. You can come and just ask me, and I'll be glad to talk about it. I'll also have a bunch of guests jumping in and out on the live stream for Black Friday. You can just ask us, and we'll answer the questions. But for those, that's the best way for original expansions. I would just go look there. Normally, I suggest like Gorm, Dung Beetle Knight, Dragon King, Sunstalker, and Slenderman, I think was the 5 I suggested. That still holds up. Those are the 5 I would still suggest. However, I would not suggest anything other than Gambler's Chest. Gambler's Chest is the best thing you could possibly buy if you're looking to buy anything other than Core. Again, you don't need anything other than Core. Core is good. Just get Core. 1.6 Core is great. If you have 1.5, get the card pack. If you have 1.3, get the card pack. Then Gambler's Chest. That's the order I would 100% do it. And then I would stop. So if you're brand new to the game, Core and Gambler's Chest. Don't buy anything else after that. Unless you want to, then we'll talk about those kind of things. But I would always say, if you're going to spend an equivalent amount on Gambler's Chest, or even near Gambler's Chest price, let's say just Gambler's Chest is $400 or whatever. If you're going to even spend $350, I would still just say get Gambler's Chest. So that's for the original expansions. I'm not really going to talk about them. I just did. White boxes. Maybe we'll see Millennium Butcher the vignette. Maybe. You usually get a special Black Friday dice, maybe a Black Friday mini. Will go up a white box for just the minis and stuff, which Black Friday Ninja usually goes up. Maybe there'll be a Black Friday Ninja variant. Might be some more just variant things. There's going to be lots of those that go up on Black Friday. Well, not lots. Probably like 4 or 5, and maybe a collection of 4 minis. I don't expect an Echoes of Death this year. Because that was released at Gen Con. So I don't expect Black Friday to have an Echoes of Death, but it might have another collection akin to something like 10th Anniversary or something. I mainly just expect Butcher's Vignette, the Millennium Butcher. But, lucky for you, I have a video where I rank all the white boxes, right? It's all there. In very long discussion about all the white boxes. I would highly suggest you go watch that. I'll give what I would say to buy. Maybe Skrell's the best. Lenore is great. Let's see, the new one, Basara. I haven't put a video out for her yet, but I will. Waiting for King's costume to be delivered for people. But Basara is very good, from what I've seen. Those are the 3 I would pick up. Echoes of Death, if they go on sale, they're very worth it. Giga Lion's very worth it if it goes on sale. The 10th Anniversary Survivors, if that shows up, I would grab that 100%. But I would mainly look for individual white boxes, the 3 I mentioned like that might go on sale to come down from 25 to maybe $20 or something. And then look at Echoes of Death or vignettes. And then betas are all, there might be beta, I don't know. Who knows what will go up? So again, I have a video on all that. I have individual videos for all beta and all those things. You can always check those out. Next would be Gambler's Chest, the thing I would highly suggest. I just did a big thing covering Gambler's Chest with Deno and tennis. So there you go. There was a big long discussion about that. Just answered a whole bunch of questions about that. I would go to those videos if you want more, but those are my 100% things. Now we can get into some speculative stuff. Speculation would be, what kind of things for Wave 4 would I be looking to buy, right? Again, always Gambler's Chest. I would go with that right away. But if you want to buy some Wave 4 stuff after you've bought in Gambler's Chest, or maybe you don't want to spring all the way in for Gambler's Chest, let's look at some of the things that I've seen that will be up for sale on Black Friday. How did I see this early? The backer kit opened for a little bit, and I didn't get to see it, but some people shared images with me, so I saw some pricing. Some things weren't listed, but I saw a lot of the pricing. So let's start with the Wanderers. There was 4 of them listed in there, which would be Goth Amy, Candy and Cola, Anonymous Survivor, which is the one I have pulled up here, and Hyperlight Drifter. These are going to all be pre-orders, but these were listed at 35 USD. So let's scroll down. This is Aeneas. So this is the Anonymous Survivor. This has, you get a miniature, the Wanderer booklet, which is just like Luck. So you can expect that, maybe like 12 to 16 pages, something like that. 1 philosophy card, which is interesting to only have one. Oh no, philosophy card, that's correct. Yeah, that's the philosophy thing. A fighting art, which is neat. A secret fighting art, and 6 knowledge cards, plus 3 gear. For 35 USD, these are your best things, in my opinion, to buy. I would buy these over any of the white boxes. If these are considered new white boxes, Wanderers are the best go-to that I would now recommend. I know I just said buy Lenore and Skrell and all those things. These are much better. If these are 35 USD and you get everything that's listed here, this is amazing. So all 4 of these Wanderers, you can't really go wrong with any of them. I don't know what to expect from any of them. Candy and Cola is supposed to be pretty early, like year 3. I think Goth Amy was like year 8 or something, it said. Anonymous Survivor, let's scroll. Let's see, does it say what year she's going to be? Subject to change. So, I don't think it's going to give a year on her. Delivery date over the course of 2023. Obviously, that was wrong. But I would expect these to be coming out sooner rather than later. So, the Wanderer boxes, I think these are great purchases. Great pickups. Next, we have... I'm just going to go through the order of which I saw them. So this is not going to be any particular order. But I will say... the farthest along things based on heralds. So first I'm going to cover ones that had dark heralds, and then I'll cover the stuff that doesn't have dark heralds after that. But these are all Wave 4. Everything here is a pre-order, and nothing I will say here is stuff I've seen, right? So I can't really give a gauge on it. The best one I'll have an opinion on is like Black Knight, because that's the closest one. But first, we're going to have Red Witches. So let me pull Red Witches up. These look interesting. These look really cool. These were listed at 85 USD from what I saw. Maybe it will change. Again, it wasn't official. It was open, but maybe not. Maybe they could be switching it. Some things didn't have prices. Some things weren't listed. So this is like a multi-monster thing, kind of like Smogsinger. There's 3 of them. It's going to play a little bit differently from what I understand. Yeah, you can see here's the cards. They have a name on them. As you can see, this is a Nico card. So it's going to play a little bit differently than Smogsinger's. but these are a Node 2 Nemesis replacement from what I remember off the top of my head. They are part of the Inverted Mountain campaign, so if you're buying Inverted Mountain, you need these. What are they? So Node 2 Nemesis. So these would replace like Kingsman and Atlas and stuff. I think Red Witches is great. This is listed at 85 USD. Next, we have Frog Dog. Frog Dog's an interesting one. Frog Dog's going to have a prologue for it. Frog Dog's also very near to completion. It's in production, actually nearing actual production completion. But this has a prologue. It's a Node 1 with a prologue. It's part of the Inverted Mountain campaign, so you're going to need that. It will be your Node 1. It will be your starting quarry. Great. Always Node 1 options are always good. Frog Dog is great. There's a demo for Frog Dog on YouTube. You can look it up. It's not my demo, but there's people who went to Gen Con. You can see how it works. It's very interesting. It looks cool. So that is Frog Dog, again listed at 105. Now we have Oblivion Mosquito. Oblivion Mosquito was listed at 125. This is a Node 2 quarry. So this would be your replacement for Lope and Smog Singers is Node 2 quarry. This is part of the Inverted Mountain. This looks like a very cool, very interesting Node 2. There's not really much to say on this one. I know it has some artwork, which I'm going to avoid scrolling down to, but it looks like it includes an encounter with it as well. That's probably why this one's 125. So I know it has those minis, but I know that artwork is also something else. Again, I've done all these Dark Heralds, so you can always go and look at my channel. I'll have full coverage on all these Dark Heralds as they went through, but this is an interesting one. It's worth picking up, in my opinion. Again, I don't own all these, but I've already bought all in for all this stuff. So, I can't really recommend things to, buy because I already bought them all. But, this is an interesting one. Not really much to know or say about it, right? So, that's Oblivion Mosquito. I think it's good. It's a Node 2 quarry. Next, we have Nightmare Ram, also part of Inverted Mountain. Here we go. Here's the Nightmare Ram. This is a really cool one. This is actually a Node 3 quarry, from what I remember. I think it might have been a Node 2 or a Node 3. Does it say here if it's a Node 2 or Node 3? I'm pretty sure this is a Node 3, at least for Inverted Mountain, because it already has... Yeah, Node 3 quarry. There it says it. Because I was going to say, because Inverted Mountain will be... Frog Dog, Pariah are your 1s. Oblivion Mosquito and Red Witches are your 2. Nightmare Ram and Black Knight are your 3s. And then Griffin is your 4. Core will be the Mountain Man, which is included in the actual Inverted Mountain expansion itself. And then the final... No, I think it's both, actually. Core is both the Mountain, and then the final Mountain Man. They're both. Core and Finale. This one's super cool. This is super Warhammer Questy. You can see there with the doors and all that stuff, and looks like things have slide underneath it. That's exactly how Warhammer Quest did its tiles. They slid underneath the doors. This includes the water bugs are an encounter. This looks great. This is a great one because currently we don't really have something that does this with a dungeon crawly kind of thing. I think Black Knight also might tread that, and a little bit of Silver City maybe, but this kind of dungeon crawly fighting, getting knocked off the board and stuff, I think this is a really cool one. I think this has been worked on for a long time, because this was shown being worked on at least during Kickstarter 1, before even finishing Lantern Festival. I think they showed they were working on Nightmare Ram. So very cool. This is Nightmare Ram, again listed at 115. Next, we're going to have Pariah. Here's the Pariah. This is your Node 1 Nemesis. This is a Butcher replacement. Pariah, super cool. It, this is it deals with White Speakers and Red Witches for its lore and stuff. I've done lore videos on White Speakers. You can find them here as well. This is cool because it has the simulacrums. These are cool. Very neat, interesting things. It has a dual two different types of fights. Like it has a serious mode and all that stuff. So and you fight upside down. So very cool. This is your node 1 for the Inverted Mountain campaign, the Butcher replacement for Inverted Mountain. This was not listed with the price from what I saw, but I'm sure it will be there. But I think it was like it'd probably be 85. That seems to be what Red Witches are. I would think be close to that. Next is Black Knight. Again, Black Knight wasn't listed on the thing for backer kit because that's probably going to be a pre-order thing rather than, because I think it's already done with production and stuff, maybe getting shipped soon. Who knows? Black Knight is the one that's the farthest along for sure, and if you want to get instant gratification, Black Knight and Frog Dog are the two you want to go for, because those will be out the nearest to, now, to Black Friday. So let's go look at Black Knight. All right, here we go. Here's Black Knight. Here's Doggo himself, the best of boys. His mini looks really cool. There's a Gen Con demo for Black Knight on YouTube. You can find it. There's been 3 of them, I think. So this is a Node 3 Nemesis. It's a hand replacement. Taste has confirmed that there's ways to play this even in People the Dreamkeeper, which hand is required for. So that means there's ways to use this, probably as a special showdown or special Nemesis. There's ways to not directly replace your Node 3, but it could also serve as a Node 3. This one also has a Squire 5-year campaign, which is amazing. This one has knowledge cards and stuff because we've seen them. This is the one this is closest to completion, so we've seen it has knowledge cards for it. It has, looked like it had CC rewards to it as well, has patterns, has all the Gambler's Chest fixins are in here. It didn't have a philosophy, but all the other Gambler's Chest fixins are in here. So this is the one that will be the closest. This is a very cool looking fight. It has whole different board here. I just want to show it. I don't know if this is the Herald. I don't know if this will show it. But yeah, so there's these dungeon tiles and the board is completely different and stuff. So Black Knight looks like a real winner. Again, I didn't get to see how much this was listed at. Don't know how much it was for pre-order. I didn't pre-order it. Because I got it during the Kickstarter, so probably 85, maybe 105. I don't know what it will be listed at. Next, we're going to go to Screaming God, which is listed at 150. Screaming God here is a Node 4, which extends your Lantern campaign, or extends your timelines. I want to say Lantern campaign because it's not specific to Lantern. This is not part of Inverted Mountain. This is the nearest to completion non-Inverted Mountain thing. This is a quarry that it's a capstone for your campaign, as it says there. It extends your thing by 5 lantern years, and then you fight with the Parasite Queen. But it's like a finale. Yeah, it has a finale monster attached to it, and then this is your Node 4. After you defeat your core, you'll use this as your Node 4, which is like King and stuff. So, interesting. This one's really cool. This was said to be one of the farthest ones along. There was YouTube videos for fights of this. Demos, Gen Con demos. It looked to be really far along. Unfortunately, we never really saw anything else about it or heard anything else about it. Even in the ones that were next to come, when it was said Frog Dog, Black Knight, and the Showdown board would be next to come, and then Campaigns of Death. Screaming God was not mentioned in there, so maybe it's not super close to completion, but I would think this is probably one of the ones after Frog Dog and stuff that will be nearing completion. So, very cool. Be nice to have another Node 4. Again, it adds the whole Parasite Queen and everything, which is super cool. That's like I said, it extends your things. I think it's a new finale. Either way, very cool. Get another mini. That's why this one is 150. Next, we had Griffin, which is the Node 4 for Inverted Mountain. Here's the Griffin, the Node 4 for Inverted Mountain. Griffin looks super cool. Griffin also includes People of the Nest, which is its own campaign, which is super cool. Again, this is the Node 4. Its own 25-year campaign where it will act as the core. I don't know if that means you can go to finales afterwards. Maybe, maybe not, because it says 25-year campaign. So maybe it is the finale. Maybe, it says it will be core, but maybe you don't use the finale, or maybe it just ends there like Sunstalker and Dragon King. Or maybe you can tack on a finale if you want after that. But either way, it looks super cool. This looks like a Lion God kind of thing, where it's going to do multiple attacks in one time and stuff. Very cool. I really like this one. Really cool weapons and stuff. I remember, again, there's a whole Dark Heralds where I'll talk about all this stuff. Again, I'm just trying to be quick and everything. So this is a $130 is what this was listed at. Next, we have Inverted Mountain itself, which was not listed from what I saw. It doesn't have a price point. I would assume it's going to be like 150 to 200 because of all the stuff that it includes. We can scroll and through a look at it, but I'm not going to take too much time on it. So let me pull up Inverted Mountain. So the Frog Dog is in here. Oblivion Mosquito, Red Witches, Pariah, Nightmare Ram, Black Knight, and Griffin. Then plus these two, the Mountain Man. Very cool. There's just all kinds of stuff. This is an entire campaign. It's got whole new starting survivors. It's got all kinds of new, like, I think it looks like a rawhide replacement, new kinds of gear, new hunt board. It got encounters in here. This is a huge thing. This is just like the Wave 4, the campaign. That's pretty much what this is, because you need literally everything almost from Wave, not everything from Wave 4, but what's in here requires expansions from Wave 4 to even play it, and it requires like 7 of them to even play it. So this is just Wave 4, the campaign. You just have to know that going in, and then there's also a price tag on top of that. But you literally can't buy this one by itself. It just will not work. So that is what it is. The price wasn't listed. I couldn't see it. It's probably going to be like 200, I would assume. 150 to 200. Let's talk about another one that was listed that is also probably like it is the thing, Wave 4, which is the Death Armor was listed at $55. Death Armor is also like Wave. It's the Green Knight equivalent. Maybe, perhaps, maybe it's not. Maybe it's something different now since it's 55. But you're going to need a lot of, just like Green Knight Armor, you're going to need a lot of expansions probably to make it. So I would probably not get that one by itself for sure. Next, we have, I'm just going to talk about these things because these don't have heralds anymore. So without a herald, I can't really show much because everything else will be very, very old. But we'll look at it. Here we go. First hero. There was a demo for Gen Con. I have it on my channel, the demo for this. First hero was listed at $85. So that's pretty good in my opinion, especially for what it does. This is one that will let you start at Lantern Year 12 and Lantern Year 20. So that's super great. That's very needed for, like, you know, players who play many campaigns. This is a very quick way to just jump in towards Node 4s and stuff. First hero looks really cool. Let's see, the other ones we have is Silver City. Silver City is a Lion God expansion, so it requires the original Lion God. Silver City was listed at $130. Silver City is probably going to be awesome. The stuff that was shown at Gen Con, they had like Bone Eaters for an encounter were there. I think there was 2 different types of encounters. I think there was Bone Eaters plus there was like some octopi or some other kind of encounter. Plus there was like the Lost Knight, and then the Lion God itself, not included, but the Lion God itself will also be in there. Plus I think there's like a whole new thing that replaces the hunt event, or the hunt phase, so very cool. That was listed at $130. Not really anything to show. There's no herald for these. Next we have Abyssal Woods. Not listed. Abyssal Woods is super expensive. I would stay away from all the ones I'm talking about right now where we know nothing about. I would stay away from them unless you want to go all in. I wouldn't be buying these. I would wait a year, maybe even possibly 2 years. Sure, the price might go up, but at least you'll know you'll be getting it, and what it is. Abyssal Woods, no idea. There was no price listed. It wasn't listed on what I saw. Abyssal Woods is another thing that's just crazy huge. It's got all kinds of stuff. I think it was like $200. Might even be $250. I don't remember what it was actually. Who knows what it is? Didn't have a price listed on it. Who knows? It's another campaign like Inverted Mountain. So, just a big old campaign thing. Next, there was Honeycomb Weaver. Honeycomb Weaver looks like it was 2 boxes. It was listed at $150, which had the Honeycomb Weaver, which was a Nemesis, which was like a Node 1 and Node 3 Nemesis, I think it said. And then it includes the Titan B, which is a Node 1. At Gen Con, we saw it had a Prologue Titan B, so that's interesting. It is a Node 1 quarry. It can replace White Lion from what it looked like, so that's all cool. That's interesting. Good old Honeycomb Weaver. Next was Ivory Dragon, which was $250 listed. Ivory Dragon is a crazy huge sculpt, which is like this big, probably is like torso. It's like a legit like statue. It's huge. I think it was mentioned in some of the interviews where it would break down into multiple parts. It would serve as like your Node 1, maybe like a Node 3 Quarry, Node 1 Nemesis, Node 3 Nemesis, your core. So who knows what Ivory Dragon is? It's ludicrously big, it's ludicrously expensive, it's just ludicrous all around. But if you want it, it looks totally amazing when it's on the table, I'm sure. It looked amazing in the case at Gen Con, I can say that for sure. I saw it, looked amazing. Next was Pathfinders of Death. Pathfinders of Death was listed at $80. Pathfinders of Death, let's see if we can scroll down. I think Pathfinders of Death is probably going to be like a sleeper hit, kind of. I really liked Pathfinders of Death. Always the whole concept of it. It's just like a new way of playing. It's like a whole new campaign, kind of. So I think Pathfinders of Death might be a good one to jump in. It's only listed at 80. I don't know where these all are. There's no heralds on these things, so, and we haven't heard anything about them in so long. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily chase these, but you could. Let's talk about this one, False Messengers. Pathfinders of Death. There was also Promos of Death, which is the Kickstarter 1 stuff. That's listed at $135. Those were the original, like Snow the Savior and all the things that weren't these false messengers. All the other stuff that were in the Kickstarter 1 promo, which was like Anna and Poots, Explorer, and Snow, and what else was there? Aya had her own thing with like the Lope. There was a whole promo book. Either way, that's what that is as far as I think, and who knows what it's going to be, but it's listed at $135 now. False Messengers, this is listed at $80. I think these are going to be Wanderers, I think it was said. So this is $80 now, but these are the people, these were all included in Kickstarter 1 as well. And then finally the Super Saviors, or Super Survivors, no, Super Saviors. Which is just the DBZ thing, where it's like a, right here, where is it? Yeah, Super Survivors. This was listed at $65. It's very neat. Looks cool. $65 for those 5 minis is a really good deal. If you get all 4 of the starting 4 and Dung Beetle Knight variant. Super cool, because it says Super Alistair, Super Urza, Super Lucy, Super Zachary, and Perfect Dung Beetle Knight miniature. That's perfect. That's awesome for $65. I think that's a good one. Who knows when it will be delivered? I'd stay away from these things. I don't know when they're going to be delivered. Who knows at all when these things are going to be delivered? So that's the Black Friday thing. A lot of people were asking me about it. There you go. Hopefully that was helpful. Mostly, I've talked about all these things. I would just go watch those other videos. I've even done huge hour-long discussions on all these other things. I've covered every single Dark Herald in depth if you want to go back and see them all, but there's a playlist, like a Let's Talk playlist on my channel. But there you go. Hopefully this was informative. Hopefully you guys come by and join me live stream on Black Friday. And I'll see you guys in the next video.